What's going on, guys? It's your boy, The Freak Show here. Today we actually got a full-length video. Something a little different. I haven't posted a full-length video in a long time. Um, today you guys get a long video. It's kind of just a bunch of old clips I threw together. Nothing is edited. I kind of just wanted to talk to you guys, about why I haven't been posting that much lately. And just, what's been going on with me and what's been going on in my head and things and stuff like that. So, I guess I'll start off just by saying that if you guys didn't know, if you guys haven't been keeping up with me or anything like that, I probably haven't mentioned it much. But, I moved into my own apartment back in October of 2025, and we are currently towards the end of March 2026, going into April. And so many things have happened for me good. I'm not going to sit up here and complain and say life sucks or anything, because it doesn't. Trust me, guys, it doesn't. My life is completely, I would say it's actually pretty good. I can pay my bills. I'm able to afford to live on my own. I can still do things like this where I can upload videos for you guys. So I would say, I'm pretty wealthy in my lifestyle, and the blessings that I have. So I'm not going to complain there, but I will be completely transparent with you guys and say that it's definitely not easy trying to be the happiest. Like I said, I have the apartment now, I got a car, I got a dog, I have everything practically for myself that I thought that would make me completely happy. And I'm still realizing that there's just I don't even know what it is, guys. I wish I could be completely honest with you and tell you what's missing in my life that I need, in order to fulfill that happiness. And I sit in here in my apartment a lot of nights, not just by myself, in my own headspace, and kind of just self-reflecting and things like that. And I just can't seem to get to the bottom of what it is that I need in my life to help me go to that next level, or just help me find that true peace that I'm looking for, So that's why I haven't really been posting all that much. I haven't really been speaking to anybody, a while back. Well, about like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I lost my phone, so I had to get a new phone. I ended up changing my number and things like that. Haven't really spoken to anybody, not even my own family, since getting this new phone and new number and stuff like that. So that also plays a role in my headspace. And again, guys, like I said, I'm not here to be a negative Nancy here, whatever you want to call it. I'm just here to be real with you guys about what's been going on with me. I don't really share too much of my personal life and my opinions and the things that I think, simply because sometimes it just feels like people don't really take the time to listen to what I'm saying, or to really try to understand me as a person, and I get tired of trying to explain to people my ways of thinking, or who I am, and the things that I'm interested in or not interested in, whatever the case is, So the way that I go about it is kind of just like self-isolated. But guys, what comes with that self-isolation is a lot of self-reflection. And a lot of that self-reflection hurts, because you start to realize, you allowed a lot of those experiences to not only shape you into who you are, but you're also just allowing things that you don't want to experience to happen to you. And that's the best way I can explain it. So right now, I'm kind of just working on putting my foot down and just, telling people what I'm feeling, exactly what I'm feeling, how I'm feeling, when I'm feeling it, And sometimes that may come across as, rude, or I don't know. Some people just call it, being straightforward. Every person is different. But yeah, guys, I'll just say for me. I'm not gonna say for the average person. I'll say for me, in my opinion, in my experience. It's hard, trying to find a community of people that can truly understand you and take interest in the things that you like, and see your ways of thinking as valid and things like that, because a lot of times I do get pushback on my ways of thinking, and that's not a bad thing. I say these things. I'm a very open-minded person, so I try not to exclude different perspectives. But I get a lot of pushback on my ways of thinking. But I don't think that people seem to realize and grasp is that not only am I speaking from my experiences, but I'm also speaking from what I see in reality. And a lot of people just assume that I'm trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be negative at all. I'm just telling you what I see, from, like I said, what I see in the outside world, how I see people treat each other and things like that. And, I'm somebody, I don't know if you guys, some of you guys are into spirituality and you guys have heard of the term empath, but I'm somebody, I feel a lot of emotions. I feel everybody's emotions. Like I can literally feel them. So it's definitely not easy being in big spaces or just public spaces in general, knowing that you can feel other people's emotions and you can just see other people's emotions no matter how much they try to hide it. And we just live in a world, guys, where everybody is, I don't want to say everybody is being fake, but we all out here just we don't know what we doing, guys. We really don't know what we're doing. And when I say that, I mean that in the most lighthearted way. I mean that in a sense of like we're all trying our best, but we're all doing it at the expense of trying to please the outside world, and we're not taking the time to ask ourselves, what do we need? What is it that I need? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where a lot of the disconnects and a lot of the toxic relationships, a lot of the bad ideas that you see manifesting on this surface is because we don't take the time to put our foot down and tell people our true intention. And if we stopped and really sat back and observed our thoughts and told people what our true intentions was, when whoever it is that we're talking to, I think a lot of things would go smoother in that sense. That's just my opinion. Again, everybody thinks differently, but that's just how I see things. So again, that's why I'm making this whole video, guys. I've just been in this headspace of just, I don't know how to get it out, and this was the best way that I could, without I guess being too overwhelming, some people would call it, or trying to dim the mood, as other people would call it. So, this is just my artistic, creative way, I guess, of expressing myself and, who I am, and trying to explain to you guys of what I'm going through in this moment. And I don't regret any of it. You could say part of me is depressed, but at the same time, like I said at the beginning, a little bit before, I have everything that I could ask for. I got my own place, dog, car, job. I'm set, guys. And we live in a really messed up, fucked up time. I'm gonna just be completely real with y'all. we live in really, really messed up time, guys. A lot of us are out here just trying to survive. So I definitely will say, for me, being where I am and being able to take care of myself the way that I'm able to afford to is definitely a true blessing, and I'm never going to overlook that and take that for granted. So in that sense, never think that I'm just out here, like I said, being a negative Nancy, just being a pessimist, or whatever term you want to use, because that's not my true intention. A lot of people really get me misconstrued and thinking I'm just being a negative person, and I'm really not. I'm just being a realist. I'm being my true authentic self. I'm telling you what I'm thinking, what I see, and this is just what it is, guys. So I don't desire to be fake. It's hard for me to be fake, because when I'm being fake, it literally will sit on my mind for days, to the point where I start getting angry, I start getting sad, like I start going through a bunch of things. And the more I learn about life, we really can't hold these things in. We have to find creative ways to express ourselves and let these thoughts and feelings out. So that's why, again, I keep kind of going in a full circle here. That's why I'm saying I'm making this video today. Typically, I just make shorts and I talk over them, but I'm gonna be completely honest, guys. That's part of the reason why I had to stop making the shorts consistently recently, and I kind of just been MIA, because I was getting to a point where I was realizing I was being fake, and those videos weren't me being my true authentic self. I was literally just playing the game, like a few games to catch clips, just to make a quick short clip for you guys, and just say fuck it, that that I put a video out for today. And I really enjoy doing this for the fun of it. As a kid, I always wanted to make money and become a full-time YouTuber, and that's still my dream. I'm 28 years old. I'm pushing 30, and it's still a big dream of mine to be a full-time YouTuber and stuff like that. So I'm still working on it. It's just that I personally cannot be fake, guys. It's really hard for me to be fake, and that's why I had to just step away. And sometimes it's not even for stuff like this. Sometimes it's simply just I'm just overly exhausted, because I really just work. I come home and I play the game, and I'll be completely honest with you guys. I smoke weed and stuff like that, So if you guys don't or do, I know not everybody's a fan of it, but that's just how I live. And again, I'm just in this headspace where it's getting old and repetitive, which is what's causing this depression and stuff like that. But I'm not really much of a drinker and things like that. I don't really like to be in really big, huge spaces, all like that. Like I said, I feel a lot of people's emotions. I see a lot of things and catch a lot of things that most people don't notice. Like I could tell you guys so many stories of things where, like, I'll just be out in public with a group of people, and I'll notice something off in the distance, something that, whether it's dangerous, it's awkward, maybe that person's giving off a little suspicious vibe or a creepy vibe, like maybe they're up to something. I just notice these things, and then again, when I try to point them out to people just say, like, oh, you're just being weird, or you're just being negative. Like, no, I'm not being negative. I'm just telling you what I see, and that's the thing, having this gift / curse can make or break a lot of your experiences sometimes. And I guess I let that get in the way of me seeing the brighter side of things. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys, why I haven't been posting all that much recently, and just letting you guys into my head and just let you guys know where I'm at. Like I said, everything is good on my end for the most part. It's just that I haven't really been much. You know, I play the game here and there. I just go to work, come home, eat if I even feel like it. You know, I smoke my weed, and then I kind of just go to sleep and do it all over again. But I don't know. You know, we know that the thing. Well, it's hard for me to talk right now, but we know times change, and nothing stays the same forever. So you know that's part of what keeps me up every day and keeps me pushing forward, because I know this is just a temporary moment in life. So you know, I got brighter days to look forward to, and for you guys out there that may be going through a similar thing that I'm going through, just look at it the same way, guys. This time is only temporary. These times don't last forever, and you really have to be the pioneer of your own life and try to see the positive in things like that. Otherwise, it's very easy to get lost and and just feel like life is going against you and feel like you're alone and stuff like that. Because the one thing that I have learned is that you're never truly alone. And for you guys that that believe in God and stuff like that, if you know. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that, guys. I don't want to keep repeating myself and talking in circles. If you guys like this video, leave a like and comment. I can definitely do more videos like this if you guys would like. Yeah, it was cool just getting these thoughts and feelings off my mind. So maybe I may have to do this more, just as something to keep me doing something and being active, and just doing my part in the world, and trying to, I guess, play the grand scheme of things. I guess that's the best way I can say it. So with all that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my little vent session. I hope some of you guys can relate, and show some empathy. I hope some of you guys can actually maybe give some advice, yeah, whatever you can do to help, let's help each other out, because at the end of the day, we could all use a little help. We could all use a little bit of love, especially with everything that's going on. And like I said, I could save that for a whole nother video, guys, the state of the world and everything that's going on. So until then, I will catch you guys later. It's your boy, The Freak Show. You guys already know I love you guys so much. And until next time, I will catch you guys later.
Let's move! All right, let's take this objective!